So we got some pretty big news coming out of the AFC South today. Well, yesterday, depending on when you're watching this video, because I'm recording it the day this happened, and it's getting uploaded tomorrow, which is today. Yeah, but we got some pretty big news coming out of the AFC South. Jalen Ramsey has been traded to the LA Rams for 2 first-round picks and a 4th-round pick. Now, earlier in the day, yesterday, the Rams had traded Marcus Peters to the Ravens for a linebacker and a pick, I believe. Now, even though Marcus Peters is a terrible corner, he was still the Rams' starting corner. One of the starting corners. And the other corner, Aqib Talib, he's injured. So, the Rams trading their trash starting corner to the Ravens while their other starting corner is injured didn't make much sense, right? So, people speculated that something was going on with the Rams. And then, a few hours later, it was announced. The Rams traded for Jalen Ramsey. And it's about time the Jaguars traded Ramsey. Ramsey did not want to be there. From the moment Jalen Ramsey got drafted, from the moment that he was a rookie, you could just tell that he did not want to be in Jacksonville. Jaguars fans, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but this is the truth. This is from my perspective, a Texans fan, and I'm not even trying to be biased. His rookie year, Jalen Ramsey, he was crying on the sidelines, sitting on the bench, because he was tired of losing. Jalen Ramsey is not a loser. He wants to win. And I say this all the time about Deshaun Watson as well. So you Jaguars fans, don't think I'm being biased. I say this all the time about Deshaun Watson. He's a winner. He doesn't like losing. That's just how players like Ramsey and Watson are. They're winners. They've been winners all their life, and then all of a sudden when they go into the NFL, they start losing. They're just not used to it. And last year, when the Texans started 0-3, I felt so bad for Deshaun Watson. I was like, man, this sucks. Watson's been a winner all his life, and then he comes to this team, and he's a loser. But, lucky for Watson, he was able to help his team turn things around, and now the Texans are winners. Now, for the Jaguars, Ramsey, a corner. How much could a corner do to help, A corner can only do so much. So, unfortunately, for Jalen Ramsey and Jaguars fans, the Jaguars dealt with a terrible quarterback with Blake Bortles. They dealt with a coach that, from what it seems like, the players don't like. Because you guys saw week 2 of the regular season when Ramsey was arguing with Doug Marrone. So they don't like the head coach. I've heard that, Ramsey don't like the front office. So I guess you could just say the entire Jaguars organization is a mess. And they weren't able to turn into winners. And since his rookie year, Ramsey's kind of wanted out. Yes, he had that 2017 season, but the season right after that, the Jaguars went back to being the Jaguars. So, yeah, Ramsey went back to losing, and he just didn't want that. So, he wanted out. The Jaguars didn't want to trade him, but finally, they've done so. Now, for the Jaguars, I think they got good compensation in return. Yes, Ramsey is the best corner in the NFL, but there is no point of keeping a player that does not want to play for you. I mean, it's better to get picks, because if that player is not going to play for you, then you're not getting anything out of it. He's just there sitting, collecting dust, and eventually he's going to force his way out one way or another, and it's better to get something than to get nothing. And what the Jaguars got was a really good draft haul. I mean, 2020 first round pick, 2021 first round pick, and a little extra pick thrown in there as well. I mean, I would have took that if, I don't know, a player didn't want to play for me. I think the Rams messed up on this, man. I think the Rams are dumb for this trade. The Jaguars, they were right to make this trade. You know, Ramsey wasn't going to play for them. The Rams, though, yikes. I think it was a dumb trade. Yes, they needed corner help, but corner isn't their issue. Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he's amazing. He's going to go over there and do a great job. But guess what? Jalen Ramsey don't play quarterback. Jalen Ramsey don't play O-line. Jalen Ramsey can't cure the arthritis on Todd Gurley's knee. You know? There's bigger issues going on with the Rams than corner. The Rams traded away 2 first-round picks for a corner that isn't going to help them get anywhere. Why do I say that? I just don't see the Rams doing anything this season. I think the Rams, they suck. Honestly, I'm sorry, Rams fans, if you're watching. I don't think the Rams are a very good team. Their offense, ever since that Super Bowl game, they've been exposed. Honestly, you could even say ever since that Chicago game late last season. I think it might have been in the playoffs. Ever since then, the Rams haven't been the same. They just haven't. They're not a very good team anymore. They're currently 3-3, 0-2 in the division. They're behind Seattle and San Francisco in that division. It's quite possible that the Rams traded a top 20 pick, probably around 18, 19. One of those top picks. They traded one of those picks for Jalen Ramsey. I don't think the Rams are going anywhere with or without Jalen Ramsey. Like I said, Ramsey does not play offensive line. He doesn't play quarterback. There's bigger issues going on right now with the Rams. So, you know, if the Rams were fine and dandy, if there was nothing going on with their offense, if it was playing like last year's offense, then fine. Go for it. Trade for Jalen Ramsey, because you know what? Trading for a player like Ramsey is what a team that's in win now mode does. And, you know, maybe the Rams think they're in win now mode, but from an outside perspective, I don't think the Rams are going anywhere with or without Ramsey. The Rams, they just paid a bad quarterback a bunch of money. They paid a running back with arthritis on his knee a bunch of money. They don't have cap space. Ramsey is probably going to leave the Rams in a couple years, so I think the Rams made a mistake trading for Ramsey. I think it should have been another team, a team that actually has a shot, you know, like the Eagles or something. And I'm not going to say the Texans, because the Texans don't have high round picks, like a first round pick. And the Texans, they just weren't going to get Jalen Ramsey from the Jaguars. Jaguars would never trade Ramsey to a divisional rival. So Ramsey is now a Ram. The Jaguars get picks. And the Rams, not so smart in my opinion. Now from a Texans fan perspective, this is great. Because the Jaguars are one of the few teams that can actually match up well with the Texans. Because you guys know, the Texans have a bunch of good wide receivers. D-Hop, Fuller, Kiki, and Stills. The Jaguars are really one of the only teams that can line up their corners one-on-one against our wide receivers. Now you take away Jalen Ramsey. So who's going to be on D-Hop? AJ Boye. That's fine, AJ Boye is good. But who's going to be on Will Fuller? No one. Who's going to be on Kiki? No one, So that's big for the Texans. It's going to help them playing against the Jaguars from here on out because Ramsey and Hopkins, it's like best wide receiver, best corner in the NFL. So now D-Hop ain't got to go up against the best corner in the league. Now there's something else that came out of the AFC South yesterday. Marcus Mariota has been benched for Ryan Tannehill. So finally it looks like the Titans are moving on from Marcus Mariota. For now. I'll say for now because Ryan Tannehill is pretty injury prone as well. So I wouldn't be shocked if Tannehill goes down and then Mariota comes back in. But to me, this is kind of insignificant. I don't think Tannehill starting over Mariota is going to make much of a difference. I don't think either of them is very good. If I had to choose one that's better, it probably is Ryan Tannehill. That's really not saying much. Because if you look at Dolphins, they would rather go with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen instead of sticking with Ryan Tannehill. So, yeah. I don't think Tannehill is all that much better than Marcus Mariota. I don't think he's gonna make much of a difference on the outcome of their season. I think the Titans are done, honestly. I think Mike Vrabel might be on the way out after the season. I honestly never thought Mike Vrabel was a very good head coaching candidate because he was never even a good defensive coordinator. There's just some coaches that aren't cut out to have a bigger role. If Mike Vrabel couldn't be a good defensive coordinator, then what in the world made anyone believe that he could be a good head coach? But, yeah, I think there's bigger issues going on in Tennessee than just quarterback. I think they got to fix their O-line. Need some more consistency at the receiver position. A.J. Brown's looking good, though. He's a rookie, though, so you can't count on him every single week. And, like I said, coaching. I think coaching is an issue. I don't think their offensive scheme's very good. And Mike Vrabel makes some pretty dumb decisions, like, every single week. So, yeah. For the Texans, well, this doesn't really mean much in my opinion. I already had the Texans sweeping the Titans. So, yeah. I think the Texans still sweep the Titans. I don't think the Titans are a threat to the Texans with or without Tannehill, with or without Mariota. I just think the Texans are a way better team than them. So, yeah, like I said, some pretty big news coming out of the AFC South. And honestly, all of it benefits the Texans. So, Texans are just there chilling, getting better every week, while our divisional opponents, besides the Colts, F the Colts, by the way, our divisional opponents are getting weaker while where they're just chilling, getting better, improving every week. And I love it. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. Comment down below your opinion on, the Mariota benching and the Jalen Ramsey trade. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.